Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a rant on the fact that Disney is pulling movies away from Netflix, and this does not surprise me at all, nor is this a bad move on Disney parts. I have seen a few comments and people on the boards kind of poking fun at Disney for this and just, well, you're going to have another subscriber service. Who really cares? Disney's not strong enough to have a subscriber service, and I'm going to go through all of that and why that attitude is wrong. Okay, Disney has had some sort of Netflix exclusive agreement with the company for several years now. Basically, all their new movies go into Netflix, and they have some other content on there too. There's quite a bit Disney on the Netflix content, and I'm pretty sure that loss will hurt the company. But here's what's been going on with Netflix over the last few years, and I've only really subscribed to them about a year ago, but I've had friends, and I remember back in the heyday of Netflix, that these people who had Netflix would just open their queue, and I remember seeing a whole bunch of classic movies, I remember seeing a whole bunch of anime shows, I remember seeing a whole bunch of TV shows, and then when I subscribed because of the Voltron show, which is something I love and I'm glad I subscribed, that a lot of this wasn't there anymore. There was still some good content and I still get my money's worth, but it wasn't this, really huge library of movies that I thought it would offer. And it's kind of gone a little bit further downhill as I've seen Hercules, The Legendary Journey, a TV show I liked to watch as a kid, loved to watch on Netflix, go away. I also see the Justice League go away, and several other shows that I've liked kind of go away, and their replacements have been sparse as Netflix continues to start to push their own brand and their own TV shows. And I'm sure this has also worried people who are outside Netflix, like Disney and these other people who push their content onto Netflix or have Netflix buy their content to stream too. Do we really want to get too much in bed with these guys when it's going to be obvious that they're going to be pushing their own content first, and their own content is starting to really take over their streaming services? And people have noticed this too. People who are looking for classic TV shows can go to Hulu and other streaming services for them. So Netflix is starting to get a little competition, and the fact that Disney sees this and sees their own content maybe getting pushed aside, I don't blame them, or I'm too surprised to see them getting their content out of Netflix. Now, as far as their own streaming service goes, yeah, if Disney takes what they pull from Netflix and what they have on Hulu and combines it and presents it as a streaming service and asks 10 to 15 bucks a month, they're going to be laughed out of the market. What they have on those streaming services isn't enough to go independent by any means. However, Disney itself is a content creator that's been around for 100 years, since the Alice shorts way back in the 20s. So they got enough content when you consider, like I said, their older movies like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, some of the original TV shows Walt Disney did back in the 60s. If you count the Disney Afternoon stuff, the ABC stuff, they have lots of stuff. And then you also have movies, I think, from Touchstone and Miramax are also studios that Disney owns for, when they want adult audiences, they can tap into that. And then, like I said, just a lot of cartoons from when everybody was a kid. There was at least one or two Disney hits, and that hasn't changed. And some new stuff. So if Disney really gets on the ball and can find a way to present all the stuff they own, and don't forget they also own Star Wars and Marvel, so if you want that, you're going to have to come to the Disney streaming service. Disney itself could really be a powerful force in the market to reckon with. So don't count them out just because it's one company. It's one company that's existed for 100 years almost and owns a lot of IP. So I'm pretty sure they can make it on their own with their own streaming services if they put out enough content, if it's varied enough content, and it's cheap enough. So yeah, I do believe they can give Netflix a run for their money on their own without having to need them, and I'm kind of glad to see it. As for my subscription to Netflix, I'm getting enough to stay subscribed for now, but if Disney does do good with their own streaming services, and just as much as I love a lot of their older stuff especially, I could see myself canceling Netflix once Voltron is over just to go see what Disney is doing, but we'll just have to find out in a few years. This is Tommy the Game Master signing out.